So, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Ratanataya. My respects to the Buddha and the Triple Gem, and greetings to all of you here this evening. I'm here today with Venerable Ariyasanghamitta Bhikkhuni, and I'm happy to have a chance to introduce you to her. So Venerable Sanghamita is coming to us from Malaysia. She arrived about 3 weeks ago and will be with us for a total of about 6 months. She's joining for the Vasa and especially our planned Vasa Vinaya studies time for our Bhikkhuni Sangha. And so there will be some more coming. And one by one, I'd like to introduce them and let you benefit from we're very much benefiting here, I think, from the diversity of the bhikkhunis who will be with us this Vasa, and I hope for all of you to also be able to benefit. So Venerable Ariyasanghamitta has been in robes about 12 years now.
Right.
Originally in Mahayana tradition, later converted to Theravada tradition, and you've been a bhikkhuni now about 2.5 years?
Yeah,
something like that.
about that.
Yeah, and you've been studying at the Sangha University in Myanmar. Yes.
Firstly, I was
Okay.
studying in Thailand.
Oh, Thailand first.
In Thailand, the first year was a monastic training school for a year in Thailand. And then after that, I proceeded for a Pali and Buddhist study in bachelor degree for another 4 years in Thailand as well.
Okay.
Then only I converted to Theravada as a seminary. Then I went to Burma for my MA in Pali and Buddhist study.
Right. Well, you have 2 MAs, right?
For 2 years. Another one, the second MA is in Sri Lanka. Yeah. That I did for Buddhist counseling and a diploma in psychology.
So a very accomplished bhikkhuni here with us, well educated, and hopefully she'll be able to share some wonderful things with us this Vasa. I was talking with her, we're having this series we're calling The Wisdom of the Sangha, the idea being for each of our Sangha members to bring out, what are their strengths, what are the things that they are happy to talk about and share with us. And we started last week with the topic of good friendship with we have Venerable Dhamma here on the side also, who we met last week, along with Venerable Dhammanusari. And when I asked Venerable Sanghamita what she wished to talk about, she said, well, I have things to say about good friendship too. And which is very suitable given your name. Her name, Ariyasanghamitta, means noble friend of the Sangha. And I'm curious how you got that name. But it seems very suitable for sharing with us about this particular topic.
Yeah.
So with that, I will turn it over to you.
Thank you.
Please share with us.
Yeah. Firstly, I would like to talk about, the name Sanghamita came from my teacher. The Bhante Saranankara in Malaysia. So he's a Sri Lankan, but now attained a PR in Malaysia. So our temple in Sri Lanka Buddhist temple in KL, the capital city of Malaysia. So today, our topic that we'll discuss in this evening is about friendship. So first of all, I think we need to ask ourselves why we need good friends. Yeah. I think the very basic and natural answer would be because our life always in vicissitude is impermanence, up and down. That's why at the low time, we need friends to support. I think with that nature, then we need good friends. Because sometimes there were times that in our needs for friends, we find we might be so blind to a bad friend negative influence that we do not aware. So But then, how do we define good friends? It's really different for different group of people. It depends. I think it refers to our goal and destination. For example, like perhaps a destroyer, they might find a good friend is their colleague who have the same goal, right? So, but in Buddhism, the Buddha has declared the characteristic of good friend and a bad friend in the Sigalo-Vada Sutta in Digha Nikaya 31. So the Buddha said there are two kinds of friends, a true-hearted friends and a fake friends. So what are their characteristics? There are those who care about us and who don't. Okay, got these two types of friends. And the Buddha said, householder son, you should recognize the four who should be known as enemies in the guise of friend. Which four? The first one is a downright taker who only takes without even giving you your possession and up with him, his or her, and who is giving little but desire much from you, who does what need to be done in his or her duty just because out of fear, but not sincere, who associate with others for his or her own benefit advantage. This is the reason why they associate with you. So this is a way to recognize a fake friend who is the downright taker. Okay, the second type of fake friend is the mere talker who claim to having been hospitable in the past and who promises hospitality in the future, who is full of meaningless pleasantries. So when something needs doing in the present, he or she will always point to their own misfortune, say, I couldn't help because of this problem, but never help. So this is the second type of fake friends, who is a mere talker. The third type of fake friends is a flatterer or sweet talker. So what they do, they approve your wrongdoing. They approve of your doing right or disapprove of it, depend on what profits him or her. And then they sing your praises to your face, but they run you down behind your back. So this is the third type of fake friend. And the fourth, the fake friend is who, being a destructive companion, so they accompany you in taking strong drinks, distilled drinks that causes heedlessness. They accompany you in roaming the street at unseemly hours, in frequenting fair shows, in indulging in gambling. So because all of these activities are the base of heedlessness, so they consider as a destructive companion. Then the Buddha said, this friend who merely takes, and the one who only talks, and the one who sweet talks, and the companion who bring destruction, these four are not friends. Therefore, the wise should know these four types of friends should be avoided from afar, like a dangerous path. So why the Buddha say this? Because these four types of fake friends are just a downright taker and spender who seem only interested in your wealth, in your goodness, but they are not ready to help you when you are in difficulty and really need them. They are just good as the mere talker and the sweet talker. So on the other side, the Buddha talked about the four true-hearted friends. So Hadamitta, that you should recognize. The first type of true-hearted friend is a helper. So they can be recognized on four grounds: who guides you when you are heedless, They even guard your property when you are healers. They keep you safe in times of danger and when you are in fear. When you're faced with tasks, they provide you with double the supplies you need. And the second type of good friends, true-hearted friends, can be recognized. So it's the friend in good times and bad. You can recognize them on foreground, who tells you their own secrets, but they keep your secrets, who doesn't abandon you in your troubles, and would even give up his life for your welfare. And this, I think, we can understand in another way, also to give their time, energy, and even, to give up their health, in a sense that maybe they will stay up late to support, to help. And the third type of true-hearted friends is a good counselor. Is a good counselor. So who restrain you from bad deed, who exhort you to do good, who teach you what you do not know, and who explain the path to heaven. And the fourth kind of true-hearted friends is the caring, who don't delight in your misfortune, but they delight in your good fortune. They prevent others from speaking ill of you, but they encourage others who speak well of you. And the Buddha went on saying this: a wise person should understand these four true-hearted friends for what they are, and carefully look after them like a mother the child at her breast. Then the wise and the virtuous shine like a burning flame. So noting that the Trilanidesa commentary on the Kaccayana Sutta in Sutta Nipata regarded these true-hearted friends in the Sigalovada Sutta as the householder true-hearted friends. And it differentiates the renunciate true-hearted friends as a mendicant, who is, especially for a mendicant, who is loving, agreeable, respectful, worthy of respect, patient when admonished, profound in conversation, who also urge one onto the higher moral virtue, and who urge one to devote oneself to the cultivation of the four focuses of mindfulness: right striving, spiritual faculty, spiritual power, the seven accompanying factors, and right up to the Noble Eightfold Path for the liberation. So personally, I found my spiritual true-hearted friendship while at the moment when I wish to go forth, as well as after I ordained when I went to the Buddhist university. There are many different Sangha members, different group, and they are very, very supportive in the sense that they're a good listener without judgmental. And the time there also time when we are busy in the life as a student in university and Buddhist university. So they also support you in a way that always remind about the Dhamma when you have difficulty. So they encourage you to keep you on the track. And I think because of all these spiritual true-hearted friends, that I could keep on striving on the path continuously in my ordained life. Sometimes they are my best friends, sometimes they are very strict, like a father, but sometimes they are soft, like a mother. The other time they are also like a good friend, where you can share your secret because you trust in them that they will keep it. So I found they are the source of my strength and, very good encouragement for me to work on the path. And I have learned a lot from them. And these people, they want you to success. They share, they have their own experience on the path. Longer than me, they are more senior. So they share their experience and they guide you in the Dhamma Vinaya. But how they do all this? Because I think in themselves first, they have cultivated all this beautiful quality, a beautiful mind. So in Pali, we call it Sobhana Citta. So because they have cultivated in themselves, then only they're able to share, to help, to guide others, right? So now, having understand the characteristic of fake friends and true-hearted friends in Sigalovada Sutta, and also what the Chulanidesa commentary talk about the renunciation true-hearted friends, I want to ask our friends here or our friends online if we are able to discern around you. So you got more fake friends than a true-hearted friends, or the other way around?
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Good question. I was thinking you were describing your friends at the university, and I'm thinking, I went to a very different kind of university. I didn't go to the Buddhist Sangha University. I went to the secular American university, and
Can you recall any true-hearted friends?
there were some. Yeah, there was a variety of friends. I don't think I had the ones who were like the taker and the mirror talker and the ones who were just flattering. I didn't have so many of that kind. I did have some of the ones who wanted to encourage to go out at night and party. There were some of those friends. And there were also some of the true-hearted ones. But true-hearted in the worldly way.
Yes.
Right? In the mutual support and keeping secrets and but not necessarily the friends who were the renunciate friends who would push you forward on the path. And then there were some who had a spiritual practice of their own, or really, really good-hearted in many ways, and who could encourage me in that. But I didn't have the friends who were like studying the Dhamma together. I didn't have that. And so it's very nice to know that you have that at your university. So that's my answer, but I think you wanted to ask everybody, right?
Yes.
Any other sharings about this?
Rosa? Mark?
Yes, so you're in college right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, do you want to say anything? You could talk to the microphone here. You'll have to turn the switch.
So when it comes to friends, I definitely say that, like, I do think that there are some people I could definitely say like they've been with me like almost my entire life, like probably my person who I would say was my closest friend. Since like the third grade, right? To a cool minute, and I feel like him, like even when I was like my lowest points in college, he was like always there for me, calm and stuff like that, and kind of like motivate me, to do better. And he's actually like I feel like one of my like the biggest reasons why I feel like I was kind of able to switch my life from a way that's I was like not conducive to my well-being. So I do definitely think that like having good friends who want the best for you is kind of essential. Just living a wholesome life, I think.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. Too. Anyone? Anyone else? Okay, someone? Yeah.
We were seeing pretty much all the same, with all the same kinds of brains that
No, do you want to?
both are beneficial and not beneficial.
Okay,
We bring to Iron.
right. So Venerable Dhamma is saying there's a mix of beneficial and non-beneficial friends in your past. Anything more to say? Okay. I won't trouble getting you the mic.
Besides, I also find this spiritual true-hearted friends here. One of that, what I think this very heartwarming one. I was thinking about Ayata Taluka. You know why? Even though I know that like quite feeling well this day, but before I applied the US visa to come here, then when I arrived here, then in the first few weeks, then only I read about the health condition of Aya. And then I was thinking, oh, but during the conversation in online, I do not know very well about the condition. But now when I think about it, I say, oh, even Aya is not in good health, but she's still willing to teach. This is really much appreciated. And you can check it in this spiritual heart of the friends. This is one of our friends that they even can give their life for the benefits in the Dhamma.
Right. Yeah.
Some other friends might, okay, I have to take care of my good health first, and then I need to rest. I'm not doing anything. But even this day, we know Aya is still many things have to look after, right? Even in her health condition like this.
Right. Yes. No, she gives a lot. She's very, very active behind the scenes. And yeah, we think even of our greatest friend, the Buddha, teaching even as he was passing away, he knew he was, right? And he spent his last 3 months walking and teaching everywhere he went in the Sangha. We read about this in the Mahaparinibbana Sutta. And just like what a great blessing that is, and what a inspiring sutta that is to read about that teaching. And so for each of us, like that is the highest ideal of the friendship, I think.
Yes,
yeah.
certainly.
Yeah.
And I feel that I'm very blessed. Besides, we also have our two other friends here that always, have our back in the daily duty chore when we are having some other duty. It's like Aya Dhammawara always be here, say, okay, I'll take your place this after lunch. You should go and rest because you stay up late last night for doing other duty. So understanding, and just, she take the initiative without you require, but she understand and she see that. So I think that's true other friends in a sense that she gives never think about to getting anything back, even though she's having a little health issue as well, but you feel very touched with that, And also our lay friends here. Loza as well. Yesterday she was talking to me. When I go after lunch, ready, wearing the hand glove for the washing dishes, and she was saying, oh yeah, I can do. No problem.
Mhm.
So I feel the people are in the Dhamma. That's why they have this cultivated all this quality and be kind to people around. And I feel even like if we an individual, we do this, we put the Dhamma into practice, itself is a good example for others. Because when we want to change the world, it comes from individual person, right? Even the world, the society, the community, it comes from every individual. So you have a single individual like that, it's very forming, very good influence because people living together are influence one another.
Mhm.
It's a good, healthy circulation.
Right. Wow. What if somebody looks at their friends and think, I don't have so many good friends?
Yeah.
How can they develop that? And how should they relate to the friends they think are not good friends?
When I have this a number of these true-hearted friends, they're thinking how they do that and what should I do. So for us, I feel when I see this goodness and good quality, beautiful quality in them, and I can begin by related to the positive quality in them to inspire ourselves to cultivate with the wholesomeness in ourselves, to have the same wholesomeness in ourselves. I think this is the best way.
Mhm.
Rather than in the society, we also see people, there are people who tends to compare.
Mhm.
Then, by the nature that we haven't attained the Buddhahood, we have still defilement.
Mhm.
As far as we haven't attained arahantship yet, people have jealousy. It's common. But we know the danger of jealousy. It can really destroy a very good relationship. Yeah, not only themselves, but they may be due to jealousy and anger, they may cause the split in the community, right? Maybe they do not like to see other in good friendship. So when people doing this thing, usually people will telling what is not truth to make people devise. So that's not good thing. But all these things it come from the unwholesome mind, which it start from a jealousy. So we need to tame this mind. But how to do that? I think the first thing is when the jealousy mind arise in our mind, we should recognize. We should not like take it as, oh, this is normal. Even among my friends, they also do like that. When they're jealous on me, they do things like this. So it's normal. I also do the same thing. Because sometimes people stay in a group of people that behave in that way. So they feel this is common. This is how my friends do to me. I'll do the same to other people. But I don't feel good, I feel jealous. But we should recognize this is the nature of this kind of mind is unwholesome. So we need to abandon. This is what the right effort that Buddha said in the Dhamma. We should abandon what is unwholesome in our mind. So when we abandon it, then we are free from that. We will not proceed with the action to make to devise others in good friendship. I think this is very important. This is not only for a community, but also for ourselves in the sense of karma. In Buddhism, we believe about the law of karma, right? What's the cause and effect? So if unwholesome mind state arise with the action that you proceed, there will result the fruit, unpleasant fruit, that you have to take the fruit yourself when the times come, when the times ripen. So who suffer? We ourselves suffer. So we need to have that wisdom on the law of karma and on our intention. So a true-hearted friend is important, where they will point you to show you the right way when they know about that. They will tell you directly or indirectly. So it very depends on whether you can accept it or you get more anger. So it really depends. But a good friend will do their job to remind, to tell. Yeah.
So my second question
Oh,
is, in the Mangala Sutta, the very first line is that the highest blessing is to not associate with fools, to be with the wise. And I think a lot of people, when they find that the first time, they're a little bit shocked. They're like, oh, but that's so judgmental, that's so harsh. How am I, how to relate to that? Do I have to like cut people off entirely? So what if somebody is not being the true-hearted friend in the way described in that sutta, but you still have a connection with them? There's something good there. Like, I don't know, I think of my friends from university who wanted to go have fun and do things that, from my perspective here, I think weren't so wholesome, but they weren't the worst things in the world. And those sorts of things. And like, I care about those people. How should I relate to them if they're encouraging me to do things that aren't so wholesome, but that I still care about them?
I think you care about them as a living beings, and be aware, understand that what is unwholesome here is a mind state, right? But not that person. It's a mind state. And this mind state is conditioning. It can be changed. It's impermanent, right? It depends on what kind of mind state arises in that person. This is not a bad person, but just a mind state and that conditioning that arises at that moment. That's why she feel like that. If she aware, she abandoned it, things change. This is not say like this person, because of have this unwholesome quality, she's bad forever or he's bad forever. No, people will change. So what you can do, you still care about them. In a way, how you care about them? In a true sense, you share with them what is wholesome, right? For their benefits.
What if they don't want to listen?
It depends on them. You just do your part. We can't control other people. You just try to influence them in a good way for their benefits, right? And you are not like carrying them to just like follow whatever they wish you to do, to join them, to go out, to party or anything, right? You are not carried to them in that way, but in the Dhamma way, which you try your best for them, for their true benefits, to their true happiness. That's what we can do. How do you think?
Yes, seems good. Seems good in theory. Sometimes in practice, it's very difficult, though.
Even you feel like they couldn't accept.
Right, they
what you
can't
share.
accept, or it's just hard, right? If there's a real difference of view and perspective, and this happens also like in families and things, and you have to still be connected with your family.
I think this, besides that, we need to give the best wishes for them. Like, like when we do praying, we do sharing the marriage, we do share with them. This is the unseen way. For example, still there's a hope. Why I say so? For example, before I ordained, I was a volunteer in the Chuchi Foundation, the NGO. So I was a volunteer for 4 years before I ordained. So, my whole family was Taoist. No one is Buddhist. Even my relative and the friends around me, no one. So I never heard about the Dhamma. I never know who is Buddha. I never see monk or nun or bhikkhuni. But one day on the TV, when I watch movie, I saw a bhikkhuni was talking about the first precept,
Mm.
Panatipata Veramani, no killing. Then after that, I came to know, oh, this is what the Buddha said. Then I come to connect with Buddhism. And then I start to join the Chichi Foundation to be a volunteer to help the sick and the poor around my residence. And one of the volunteer, a lady, because at that time I was working in the industrial area, one of the company. So during a lunchtime, we will go out for lunch with my colleagues. And then on the way back, we always drop by a fruit store to get some fruit. And this lady, she's a volunteer of Chichi Foundation, a very senior volunteer. So she also dropped by there. Almost like 3 times a week, we met there. And she was inviting me. We will go to help those sick nearby. Would you like to join us after working hour so we can go and help them? Because some they could not even, come down from bed. Usually they stay alone for a whole year, no shower. So would you like to come and help to clean and washing those things? Then I do not interested at all. But then I say, okay, when I'm free, I will do that. But after 3 times, 4 times, 5th time, she was inviting, and I feel shy that, oh, you just like, you always even have time. What about if I go once and go and see so she can stop inviting me? And then I went with her. And because I went with her, it changed my life.
Mm.
It changed my life.
Sadhu.
So you need to keep going as well
Right.
for your
Yes,
friends.
yes.
Because they never heard the Dhamma. This is different perspective. It will take some time
Mm.
when the condition comes.
Right. Thank
And
you.
after that, after I do the volunteer work, then my father, my mother, my sister, my brother,
Mhm.
they convert to Buddhism
Mm.
without my knowledge. They just inform me, like after I ordained, right? And then I go on my path and go Buddhist university outside the country to study. But we keep in touch in the WhatsApp group, family group. And then they were just telling me, oh, we went to take refuge in the Buddha Dhamma Sangha in the monastery nearby. I say, wow. Then why they convert themselves without, I never ask. I just share with them what the Buddha teach and what I do in a volunteer, what I do to help the society, and why we do that, what the Buddha teach. And then they see the changes in yourself, and they understand more about Dhamma, and they feel this is good, and they themselves convert without, you asking.
Sadhu, sadhu. It reminds me of one story that the Buddha told about the past life. In this story, there were two students and good friends, and one of them they had heard about. I guess it was a past Buddha.
Mhm.
And the one student says to the other one, "Let's go see him. There's a Buddha. You need to come see him." And the other one's like, "No, no, no." And this goes on a while. There's a whole like series of like saying, "Let's go see him, let's go see him." No, no, no. And so at some point they like go to the river to bathe, and the one who wants to see the Buddha just like grabs him by the neck and just like, "Let's go," or her, and even is like gonna push him under the water or something, like, really, we have to go. It's like, okay, fine. And they go, and of course he's very inspired. And in this story, the one who was refusing to go is actually our Buddha. That was how he got started. So that was a great friend of our Buddha, and our Buddha is now a great friend of us, and reminds me very much of your friend who
Yes,
got you
and
into
you can be a good friend for your friends.
the
Keep going, never give up.
sadhu, sadhu. Well, we're coming towards the end of our time here, but I want to check if there's any comments or questions from anybody else here. Yeah, do you want to go to the mic there?
So earlier when you spoke about being aware of like unwholesome mental states arise and then like abandoning it, kind of like was wondering if you could go more into like what do you mean by abandoning, you know, like because like you say like abandoning it, but to me that sounds like very broad.
Okay. So what I mean abandon here is like what the Buddha teach. That means when there's unwholesome mind arise, you put it aside. You don't follow it like, oh, this my state, this emotion is mine. You don't identify with it. Just put it aside. Then it will pass away. Otherwise, if you follow what the mind asks you to do, you think this mind, this thought is mine, you follow it, then the unwholesome action you will perform, right? If you just put it aside, abandon it, it will pass away. If you arise again, put it aside, it will pass again. Yeah, you see arising this thought and passing away. To look at that, that's your mindfulness. It cannot do anything. Then slowly, gradually, it will become weaker and weaker because you are not supplying the fuel to the fire. The fire means the unwholesome thought, unwholesome mind state. It will not happen because you will not put in action. Did it helpful?
Yeah, like I do get what you're saying. So then like, for example, in when I think it was those MN20 where the Buddha was talking about, I think it was like 5 ways to deal with distracting thoughts, right? And then I think this, so I don't know the exact order, but in one of them he was saying how essentially, sometimes you kind of have to like reason with the thought and like kind of examine like the harm it does, right? It's like I kind of see what you're saying is like kind of be like not equanimous to it, but more so kind of not pick it up. But like what if sometimes you kind of like have to pick up the thought and like kind of examine and analyze it and see why you shouldn't follow that? Like how does that fit in?
Explain, please.
You could explain.
I mean, I don't really get what.
Oh,
Okay.
So I guess you were, well, let me clarify if I understood. So you're saying like, there's an instruction just to abandon, but you were naming that sutta where there's like 5 different methods for getting rid of distracting or problematic thoughts. And how does that fit together? And yeah, so I guess abandoning is one, but sometimes you need some practice. You need some different techniques depending on the situation.
The last couple of days we have discussed it. That what I bring out about the self-effacement, the sutta, right? Saleka. So I think there's 5 methods. So one of them is you abandon, another type is you bypass, right? Bypass. Like you see a danger road there, you bypass. You see other people are doing, but you not do. You will not follow them, right? And then you uplift the wholesome mind state. So it is I think kind of the same.
Yeah.
I kind of meant more in the sense like sometimes like certain thoughts like they're like really persistent and like continuously trying to ignore them. It kind of like like feel it, right? But I meant like more so when the Buddha talked about like trying to reason it, trying to reason with the thought and see the harm. How does that like fit into like engage perspective on like abandoning it?
Yes, you can do in that way as well. You discerning if that thought is wholesome, unwholesome, right? Yeah. And then what you do further? If unwholesome, you abandon. If wholesome, you keep going. Perform it, put in your action. Like in the Rahula Sutta, the Buddha teach his son in the same way. Before you do any action, you check first. This is unwholesome or wholesome. If unwholesome, don't do Rahula. If wholesome, you proceed. in the same way. But
What if you try and it doesn't go away?
so provided that you have the, stability of the mind, that you really know unwholesome and you will put it away. Otherwise, even unwholesome, I'm unhappy now. I'm sad now. I will do. Otherwise, the anger will not, subside. So it depends on how strong your mind is. I think one of the ways is we don't identify with a negative emotion. That will be better. You don't think that that unwholesome emotion or mindset is yours. When we take it as mine, then this is, deluded mind, but you really will follow the mind to do what it asks you to do.
Yeah. So yeah, I think you need a different strategies for different circumstances. And like you have that list of 5 that you were talking about. I think in the Visuddhimagga, if you look at the ways to deal with anger, it's a long, long list. You can try this. And why is it such a long list? Because anger is difficult. Because
Some people, my devotees were saying, oh, how to practice anger, how to practice metta bhavana when I have anger. I'm in the midst of very angry, cannot practice loving kindness.
Right.
Doesn't work.
Right. So this is something that I think develops over time, right? You have to like these things come up and you have to like find out what to apply at that time and like different strategies. So like looking at it clearly and understanding this is unwholesome, sometimes that's enough that it can just fall away. Sometimes it's not. And I think maybe the last one in that list, I'm not sure exactly which sutta you're thinking of, but there's the one where you just have to like grit your teeth and crush mind with mind, that one. Yeah.
I think you will be benefit from it if you're thinking as what is the result of this unwholesome mind state. So that is a painful result for yourself, then you'll be more cautious.
Yeah. If you can see that clearly, yeah. If you can just sort of see, oh, this is really painful to me.
You see the cause and
Even right
effect.
now in this moment, it's really painful to me. If you can see that, then that can sometimes help. But yeah, I think like you have to learn the tools, you have to learn to apply the tools. And over time it gets sort of easier. You get to see more about it. Richard has a hand. So yes.
Thank you, Aya. You used the term fool earlier, and it sounds a bit harsh. This word is usually bala, B-long-A-L-A, and it really means like a young child. So it really means more like immature, undeveloped. You know, they like the difference between a pandita, the wise is a pandita. That's someone who's knowledgeable and understands things, whereas a young child hasn't developed yet. So I don't think the reason I bring this up is I don't think Buddha would call someone a fool. I think he would more point out that they just haven't developed themselves enough yet. That's all. You know what I mean? And I know that the translators love to translate it as fool, but because I see it all over the place. But I do not believe that that would be like the thought in Buddha's mind, because that's more like an insult. I don't think Buddha has like a mind like that to insult people. But to say that someone has not quite developed themselves yet is more of a gentle type of thing. So anyways, that's my point of view. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. Well, so we are past our time here, and Dr. will be with us, and we can talk more about this because I think it's really a good fruitful question. But maybe that's enough for now, and we can close now by paying our respects to our great friend, the Buddha, and to the Dhamma, and to the Sangha. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi. Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Sanghang Namami. Perfect. Thank you, everyone, for your patient listening. Oh, I see Elaine has a hand.
Not sure how that came up, but yeah, thank you for the teachings.